Welcome to That's Inappropriate. I'm Wonder Dave.
And I am D. Marcus.
And today we are going to be interviewing porn star and physicist Ned Mayhem. Please come to the bed, Ned.
Yes,
that's right. Live. Talk show live in my bed. Right there. There we go.
Hey.
He's here.
Yeah,
Yes.
we all here.
Ned Mayhem, how are you today?
Doing brilliantly. How are you?
Doing great. Welcome to my bed.
Thanks you for inviting me to your bed.
Yes, this is my first time as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, see?
Pretty exciting in the bedroom here.
It is.
Indeed.
I'm excited.
Extremely excited. I didn't think I was going to be so nervous to have you in my bed. This is the first porn star I've ever had in my bed, though.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. Have you ever had a porn star in your bed, DeMarcus?
Not that, she didn't tell me. I mean, she made it act like it, but, not off the bat. I don't get much information.
No.
Start.
Go in with it.
Well, maybe by the end of the show you'll have 3.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. This is probably super comfortable for you. This is like a natural setting.
I'm gonna be on camera. Bed is the place where I have the most experience.
Yeah.
It's true. It's true.
Maybe SM Dungeon.
So are there questions that working in porn and physics, are there questions that are common to either of those careers? Are there things that you get asked a lot?
Whatever they've read popularly in the media about physics. So tell me about how the people at CERN just found the God particle that's going to blow up the universe or something. Or, why does Deepak Chopra think that quantum mechanics makes magnets, make your cock hard or whatever. And usually that's just a question of explaining to people that none of these people know anything what they're talking about. And pretty similar in porn, people want to know, how come every girl always gets off when you come in her eyeball or something? Similar answer, of anybody who's been telling you this has no idea what the hell they're talking about, is the answer to 90% of questions about both of them.
Is there ever, like, something since you know in physics where you just use it in your porn star life? Like, you're in, like this is going to work this way because of this. Do you ever mentally go through that process as you're doing the scene?
Well, I thought about that a lot with, at kink.com, they do a lot of, the bondage suspensions with the ropes and stuff. And, always I would look at it and be like, okay, the suspension point's the center of mass, right? So they're going to rotate.
Because I definitely would use that if I knew something. I definitely would be like, yes, no, sir, we're going to do it this way, sir.
One thing I did for a while is I would take from the physics department, there's all this liquid nitrogen around that we use for our cryogenics experiments and stuff. Liquid nitrogen is really cold liquid. Nitrogen's in the air, but if you get it really cold, it goes from gas to liquid. Liquid nitrogen's at minus 320 Fahrenheit. So it's really goddamn cold. And so you can just take some of this stuff and put it in an insulated dewar and stuff. And it'll, frostbite the crap out of you if you dip your finger in it. But if you pour it on yourself, it kind of just jumps off because your skin's so much warmer and has so much more heat capacity. It makes the nitrogen boil and it doesn't actually touch you. It creates a film of gas and jumps off. It just gives you this really cold, cool feeling and it looks really awesome. So I would steal the liquid nitrogen and take it to the sex clubs, pour it all over the perverts. They would love it, people like doing the fire play where they set themselves on fire and this showy elaborate stuff. So I got a little mad science out with the lab coat and stuff, pouring it on people.
That's great.
Did you take the lab coat from the science department too? That also?
Once I did, yes. Yeah.
Excellent. I like that your two careers inform each other so much. Which one makes you more money, porn or physics? Because the kids need to know what their best career option is.
Physics is, even as on a meager grad student stipend, physics always paid me better. I think there was 1 month when I made more money on porn than physics. Generally, porn does not pay very well. Unless you're really lucky and working all the time.
I am shocked. And they tell you that sex sells.
That's
a common thing.
It's
weird. Physics earns you more money.
Porn, it's hard to
stay in school.
Stay
in school, kids.
Shit together.
Well, whoever's watching this, I'm guessing, watches a lot of porn on their computer and probably hasn't paid for any of it. That's most people.
That's probably true.
There's not that much money in selling porn. The stuff I do now is more like an art project / self-promotion, and may end up giving it away all for free at some point. I have my own porn site, And, you know, I actually programmed the whole thing and stuff because I'm a crazy physicist who, like, mad scientists have to do everything themselves, right?
Yeah, for sure. And that porn site is meetthemayhems.com.
Yeah,
There will be
I was looking for
right below here. There will
Right.
be a lovely link that shows you how to get to meetthemayhems.com. It'll go down right here.
You will see his lovely face.
Indeed.
And so much more.
But it's one of those things that the only way to do it myself, you know, I wanted to get away from the big studios who weren't always treating their models very well, and figure out how a performer could monetize this stuff on their own. Because there's so many people who kind of need that service, want to take control of their own profit stream, but studios just pay you for that shoot. You don't get paid when they keep making money off of the content.
Right.
And they can stop hiring you whenever they want. It's not like you're an employee, you know, so it's, you know, how many dicks do you suck off camera to get to suck one on camera? So trying to get out of that, but like it turns out it's really difficult to, you know, get people to pay you for porn. You have all these, you know, Visa won't accept your credit card payments and all these different hurdles. So I had to do all this crazy programming, make all this stuff myself, and turns out it's really hard to make money on a porn site, and that's why not many people are.
All right.
How did you get involved? Like, what was the process when you first started? Like, did you just meet somebody? Like, say if I met you today, and I was like, hey, I want to get into porn. Let's do this. You know what I'm saying? Was it something like that, or was it like, you know, you researched it, or somebody saw you and said, hey, would you mind doing this? Like, how did that work out?
It was, I started dating my partner, and she was performing at kink.com, and I started getting invited to some of those parties through her. At the time, they were throwing these parties where, like, they give you free booze, and you can just have an orgy on your own, and they film it.
What's mine?
Right, and so the idea is that the people are just having fun, but then they sell the content, and everybody gets a good orgy, and then they get free content.
Oh, yeah.
But it's kind of controversial because then they start inviting, like, their models to these parties, and so if they're like, oh, it's completely voluntary, but then the models who end up doing the voluntary, unpaid performing end up getting more booked performances, so it's like asking people to do their job for free so that they can then do their job for money.
Right.
A little sketchy. But anyway, so I started going to those and started having a lot of fun, and they saw that I was, you know, seemed to know what I was about.
Yeah, this guy knows the way around an orgy.
But there I was mostly performing with my female partner, and I started getting hired initially for the gay shoots on the kink men sites. It was like different sides of the...
How did that approach come about? Because that's fascinating to me, is that, like, they first saw you having sex with a woman, and they're like, hey, you want to suck some dick? Like, what? That's just what they did, literally, is...
Yeah, because, I mean, the directors will sometimes just watch this footage or have it on in the background of their director's meeting or something, and it's just which one says, ooh, I want one of those, you know?
Oh, damn. That's pretty good.
And so, yeah, that was just the one I got a call for. A lot of the porn sites that are making, you know, heterosexual porn, the men fucking the women, it's for a male gaze audience. And, you know, straight male gays, and they don't care as much about their men. So they tend to just have a few male performers that they can rely on, that they just keep calling back. So, you know, it's not as easy to break into to heterosexual porn as a guy, because, you know, they want a lot of variety in the people who are the sex objects and the kind of sex subjects. They just want someone who they know is going to show up and perform well. So they don't end up switching that up as much. But that's changing nowadays a little bit. The market changes a little bit. There's more sexualizing of men, even in straight porn. Like, James Dean is, like, super popular now.
Indeed.
They're, like, some who are actually, like, it's not like Ron Jeremy, who's like, at least I'm hotter than him, right? He's, like, actually a cute guy who's, you know...
yeah, I noticed that because I'm not going to front and say like I don't watch porn, because I do. But there's a lot of guys who went, like you said, from the Ron Jeremys to kind of just anybody having sex to super muscle bound. You know, I've been lifting weights for 25 years, and then it's in porn, and I'm like, yeah, that's not for me. Like, that's for somebody else. I know somebody's enjoying this.
But I'm like, once I started doing it myself and stopped like being whatever they want to tell me to do and we just started doing whatever the hell we feel like, weird, crazy, nerdy stuff, right? You get a totally different audience. Like, we don't have a ton of members, but the people who do join our site are like, a lot of women are buying the porn that we didn't expect, and like just huge geeks all around. You know,
lots of the nerdy people.
Geeks are super horny.
They are a horny bunch. I just did an S&M conference I performed at. Like,
Oh, yeah?
I did poems. That's what I do. If you watch this channel, you probably know that. And I did my nerd sex speech, which is all like a bunch of geeky references that like about sex. I make sex jokes. You can find it on this channel. Killed. And I knew to do it at the S&M conference because the S&M people, they also really like Star Wars. It's a truth. I can't.
Yeah, somehow like the fringe outcast, there's always a lot of overlap. You know, like the SM crowd and like the pagans and the sex people. You know, like they're all the same kind of group of folks usually.
Yeah. Heavy overlap on the Venn diagram on that one.
Yeah.
So you mostly currently shoot porn with your wife, partner?
Yeah.
Correct term.
Both.
Both.
Okay.
Yeah. You know, may as well be gender neutral and be spouse, right?
Your spouse.
Yes. We did a ceremony thing. But yeah, mostly, at least for the site that we run together.
How do you, when you did find, like you said, you involved other people in there, was it friends that you knew already? Like somebody that you felt comfortable with? Or was it like a Craigslist ad? Like come here, do this.
It's...
Because that would work, by the way.
Yeah. It would. I mean, one of the things is like we wanted to be really like ethical about everybody's consent and stuff, certainly. And when you start doing porn, there's some stigma attached, and you have to kind of write your name on the dotted line and get your driver's license signed. And they have to know that you're over 18 and all that. But it goes in a database somewhere, and those databases get hacked sometimes.
Yeah.
Don't want to pressure anybody into it who didn't know that like it might screw them over later.
Oh, yeah.
And also, we didn't really have a lot of money to pay other performers. And unless, you know, if we paid a bunch of money to these performers, then we could keep the footage and sell it. But a lot of people are in the same boat as us.
Right.
So a lot of times we would get other people who are running their own sites to come make a scene with us, and then both sites get to sell the scene.
Right.
So it's just trade for content.
That makes sense.
So that was a lot of the stuff that we did. Just see who else is making porn around here and be like, hey, I bet you guys need talent, right? Want to bang?
I need to open up a website. That sounds great.
Yeah.
This whole scheme. It's a great scheme.
But I've had like a friend of a friend be like, hey, can I shoot my first porno with you? Right? Actually, someone I knew, his wife shot her first porno on our site. And like, it was really comfortable and cool. You know?
Oh, yeah.
So, was she a fan? Is that how of your site? Is that how she picked you, or?
Yeah, I think she was kind of shopping around for where to go and contacted a few people who she liked and was in town.
Nice.
It worked out.
Rock on. Speaking of fans, are you ever approached by fans like in public? Has that happened to you before?
Not to me. I've never been recognized in public. My partner has one time. I think it was on the 800 bus.
Ooh.
Is this for those of you not in the Bay Area?
Yeah. That's an exciting place to be recognized.
Right.
Yes.
This is when you miss the commuter rail home late at night, and it runs all night, once an hour for the drunk people all through Saturday night. So when you have to take that awful, awful bus ride, it's the worst time to be recognized.
Oh.
But it's one of those things where it's like a small local celebrity, so I go to certain kinds of parties, and everybody knows who I am, even though I don't know who they are, and it's really creepy because I've never had that in my life.
Right.
Most places not the case, either nobody or everybody, but like there's some crowds where I feel like I'm a celebrity, and it makes me really uncomfortable sometimes.
Have you done any work in physics that gives you, like, have you published some paper that when you go to a conference, everyone knows who you are in that? And do you have the same feeling? Is it a different feeling because it's a different thing?
No, nobody really knows who I am in physics outside of my department. So
Alright.
Never quite got that far in that field.
But if you drop the bomb that I'm also a porn star, that would set you apart so fast.
I know, right?
Set you apart so fast. By the way, I'm also Mr. Mayhem over here.
I was always tempted, maybe right before I leave.
Yeah, exactly. and drop the mic and walk away.
I once snuck into the astronomy department. They were breaking it down. And right before they demolished the building, they'd like torn everything out, stripped all the asbestos and everything. It was like this empty shell. And I broke in at night and shot a porno in it. It was called Trespass.
That's what he did.
Is that available on your site?
Sure is.
Yeah, look at that.
Look at that.
3-part
Yeah.
series.
It's a 3-part series.
Yep.
Oh, damn, I think about this.
I was with, yeah.
I'm going there tonight.
And good fun stuff like that. I'm basically training to be a mad scientist.
Mm.
And that's really what I want to do with my life. I want to have off like in some secluded valley up the hill where there's like mist rolling in and you see like blue lightning sparks and inhuman cries coming down from the valley.
Loud metal gate.
Yeah, totally.
Shot.
Totally. I
Doing
need
it.
to find someone near Igor or something. That's my future.
Do you know other people who do porn and another career that maybe people wouldn't expect? Is there like porn star traffic cop, or I guess that's I don't know. I might expect that actually. But yeah, do you know other people in the porn industry that have like an odd second job?
Yeah, James Darling lives in Oakland, runs FTMfucker.com, the premier trans male porn site, and he's pizza delivery boy.
Didn't see that
Pizza
coming.
delivery.
Yep. Imagine.
Another one where you can use your career for props.
Yeah.
I imagine.
Yeah.
Like, it has to happen.
I want to imagine him opening the door and having a little like boom box with like
Yeah.
order
Yeah.
pizza.
You bring some real life experience to the scene.
Yeah.
True.
But most porn stars, at least around here, have a day job, so I'm sure you get all kinds.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, there's your standard porn star escort, which naturally overlap of skills there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But you get a big spread. Pretty big spread. I knew someone who was a mathematics grad student.
So you have done gay porn and straight porn.
I have.
Is that a super common thing for people to do?
It's not uncommon in that it's sometimes, like I was saying, easier to break into the gay porn industry because they want new faces.
Mm-hmm.
Men are being sexualized. And then, you know, a lot of times there's like the gay for pay thing where people, you know, will do the gay porn even if they're not themselves gay.
Mm.
Fine. Me, I'm whatever, pansexual. But regardless of what your personal orientation is, if you do gay porn on camera with men, there's kind of a stigma within the porn industry against doing porn in the industry with women. It's like crossover. If you do gay porn and straight porn, the idea is there's different standards of safety for STIs. And in straight porn, they do it all, like, it's a lot of condomless stuff, and they all do it all through testing.
Mm.
They get tested all the time, every month. Everybody in the talent pool is always tested, and then a lot of people do condom-free shooting.
Right.
I just don't do condom-free shooting, but that means I basically can't work in LA ever.
Oh, okay.
But, and, you know, it shuts down some opportunities. But so if you do straight porn, that's that whole thing. And then in gay porn, it's like most everybody uses condoms, unless it's like a specific bareback thing.
Mm.
The standard is to use condoms, and they don't have the testing thing. So a lot of the performers are HIV positive sometimes, and they, you know, use different safer sex practices to mitigate the risk in that pool.
Right.
So the straight people are always afraid that the crossover performers are going to give them HIV.
Oh, that's where the
Basically.
stigma comes from. Oh, okay.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
And like in an actual risk analysis standpoint, that's not actually how it works. You know,
yeah.
half of these people are fucking all sorts of different people.
Yeah, off camera. Yeah, off
Right.
camera. There's no telling who you're doing.
Yeah,
It
you
doesn't
meet
really
somebody at a
matter.
bar of any gender,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
you're not
exactly.
necessarily using
Yeah.
a condom or testing them. Right?
Yeah.
You can forget drugs and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
that's not really how the HIV in the industry is spread.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but still, that it makes a big lashback at people. You know, it's like, oh, just pick a side, right?
Yeah.
So whatever, I do both.
Have you ever shot, I guess queer porn, for lack of a better word, porn where you are fucking people of multiple genders in the same scene?
Definitely. So the site that I made with my partner, even though we're like a male-female partner, we're both pretty queer. So we, like, a lot of people call our site queer porn. We try to make it pretty queer in as much as we can with a man and a woman.
Mm-hmm.
We have lots of sex with other people of different gender identities, and we mix up how the sexual dynamics work. But we had a few scenes, like, you know, threesome, foursome scenes with different groups of people of, you know, trans and straight. And the queer porn movement around here, like a lot of the indie porn that's come up in San Francisco, that's really cool, like awesome people doing awesome stuff, is like the queer porn movement. We got people like Crash Pad series, which is from Pink and White Productions, which is like my porn role model mentor. Mentor is too strong a word, because I just study what they do. But they make awesome, awesome, really hot porn that's really queer. And my partner and I were probably like the straightest looking couple that performed for them ever. But so there's lots of cool queer porn around here. I absolutely love to do it. It just doesn't have as much money. It doesn't pay you as well. What's
the wildest, like, for example, the wildest thing you like, when you left, you were like, did that just happen? Should I pinch myself? Did that just happen to me?
Oh, I mean, there's some that are like, how did I get so lucky as to get paid for this? That sort of shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Like, those shoes would be the dream all the time. Like,
you're like, I'm like having awesome sex, like a threesome with my partner who I'm in love with, and a gorgeous woman I never met before, and like having amazing sex, doing whatever we want, and then likely even get paid. Amazing. But there are also ones where, like, you know, kink.com gets to do a crazy role play one. So, there was, you know, one where I was like tied up. I was supposed to be the foreman at a wood shop, so we were in a wood shop the whole time, and I was being too much of a dick to one of the employees. I like called him a fag and fired him, and he calls the gay mafia, right? Is this the gay mafia? I have a problem. So these 4 guys walk in with tuxedos, and they're like the gay mafia. And they just come in and jump me and tie me up and beat the shit out of me and fuck me like crazy.
I love how they're wearing tuxedos. What mafia? I guess it'll be the gay mafia.
I guess so.
Did they rent the tuxedos is my question.
So, it's a bizarre thing, but anyway, you know, like, basically fantasy gang rape in this wood shop from the gay mafia, and I'm like, we're getting into absurdist territory.
Yeah.
Who came intense? But yeah, so some of those things are just like over the top.
There's gonna be one guy watching it, do like, thank you. I've had this dream so many times.
They'll have like they go on with their members on their forums and ask what people want to see.
Oh, so somebody probably actually said that, like
more gay mafia. All the gay mafia. That's totally how they decide what they want to shoot.
Yeah.
But the problem is, like, then there are lots of people who don't like their porn, and they never learn to like their porn.
Right.
It's like the few obsessive nerds on there already. You know, who are like, I want more.
Have you crowdsourced like that for your own site?
Somewhat. I tried making a forum at first to try to figure. We just didn't have enough people on it to like get anybody to post. So you kind of need a quorum before it takes off. We try to ask people what they're into, but pretty soon it ended up being clear that we're not like really making a commercial business out of this so much as like letting people support us if they want to, and like kind of making art we want to make.
Like PBS.
Right.
It's like a break in between.
Porn PBS.
Like, breaks in between. If you like what you're seeing right now, please donate.
When we get government-sponsored porn, taxpayer dollars someday.
We need your help on this message.
That's where you're like, we'll finish the scene.
Exactly. With a pledge of $10, you also get this coffee mug.
Like, oh God, call it now! Call it now!
That's the face on the coffee mug.
There. What other questions have we potentially got for you?
Super segue.
A gamut of important questions. Really, I feel this was a very informative experience for me.
I'm glad.
I did not know this much about porn going into this.
Interesting little world.
I did do a little research. My partner actually was upset that I wasn't as familiar with you as he felt I should be. So he's like, no, we'll just watch these clips. And I believe I saw like a clip from the woodshop where you were like covered in sawdust or something like that.
Yeah, there may or may not have been 3 penises in my mouth.
Yeah. Yep, there were. Spoiler alert.
There was.
3 penises in his mouth. That's actually what I saw. I can't unsee that right now, so I'm not going to look at him for a second because of the filth. I'm kidding. You know, I think you're beautiful. I don't want to slut shame. I'm sorry. That's not what my channel's about. No, that's super awesome. Does your partner still, are both of you just mostly doing your own website now, or are you guys sometimes farming yourselves out to other people? Farming, I guess is the way to put it.
I was like, whoa!
Are you contractors? Contracting?
We both definitely take work with other sites when we can get it. But we've been off in our own little world for a little while trying to sort out our housing, and we finished grad school. So we haven't been working a ton, but we're totally do whenever we get a call.
Right.
Nice.
Right.
Nice.
That's super cool. Is there my last question is there anybody else that you would like to work with that you know that's out there? Yeah, they can be famous, they can be whatever, and it is that you would like to work with, like if you had a chance.
Oh man, a ton. But I always wanted to work with Nina Hartley.
Mina Hartley. You know, when I look at porn, no clue. No clue. What is her name? No idea.
So often it's, you know, they sound the same and look the same, and how the hell do
Right,
you remember?
right.
Nina Hartley was like from back in the day. At this point, she's like the older crowd.
Oh, okay.
But she does a lot of directing and stuff now, and still performs. And I was totally jerking off to her when I was like 12. She had the hottest porn because she always looked like she loved it. She did a lot of like the instructional videos, and she was just so comfortable in them. She'd always be like, and so when you've got a dick and a pussy, you just clearly having a blast.
Yeah.
And it was really hot. But now I like met her at a conference a couple of times. And like I was this total shy fanboy.
Nina Hartley.
She's still super hot. I would love to work with Nina.
Ned Mayhem wants to work with you. If you see this, if someone watching this,
exactly. That's gonna be more of the case.
Call this guy. Well, contact me and I'll put you. Is what will happen. Actually, it's my YouTube channel. I don't know what's going on.
I guess there are tons of people around here I'd like to work for in the Bay Area, but if I say it and then they watch it, it'll be kind of awkward.
Yeah, they'll be like,
oh. Like, I saw you on Wonder Dave's thing, and I'll be like,
Yeah.
This is weird now.
Yeah, that's weird. Not as comfortable.
Just assume that Ned wants to work.
Yeah, everyone. Yeah, just assume. Yeah, exactly.
Approach him, give him some money. He's very attractive in the porn and in the real life. In the porn. Yes. 3 dicks in your mouth. Awesome. Thank you so much for being our first ever guest on That's Inappropriate. We are excited to have had you. Alright. I'm Wonder Dave.
I am DeMarcus.
And he is Ned Mayhem. MeetTheMayhems.com. Thank you all so much for tuning in today. We had a blast. Hope you liked it. Stay tuned for more.